Lwazi Mbambo Foundation and the Maude Foundation, abbreviated LMMFKS, have joined hands with some stakeholders in a bid to provide support in this beautiful initiative, the Helping Hand Back to School Drive. Welcoming everyone present here today, viewers at home as well as the beneficiaries of this program, I am the editor-in-chief of OurNews Online, Twai Dazwe. In the panel here, I have Mr. Craig, a representative from SPAR on the far right, and I have Mr. Pillay, a member of the Eastern Cape Legislature. I do also have Lwazi Mbambo, who is from the Lwazi Mbambo Foundation, but also representing the Maude Foundation today. A very good morning, gentlemen. So this media briefing is a briefing that is before the handout of some parcels as well as support to the members of the public that were chosen by the Lwazi Mbambo Foundation in connection with the Maude Foundation. Now this briefing, we should have the Forte FM here, however we have not seen them, but we will proceed. We're hoping to be live on the Lwazi Mbambo Foundation, the page on Facebook. We are also live on the Maude Foundation page on Facebook. We are also live on OurNews Online, as you can see. Now I am going to move further into asking the questions to our panel sitting here. We are first going to ask Mr. Lwazi Mbambo as the leader and the driver of the program. Mr. Mbambo, can you tell us about the Lwazi Mbambo as well as the Maude Foundation in terms of how they started and the reasons they decided to join hands in the program?
Thank you so much, Twitter. Just want to welcome everyone, the panel, the beneficiaries, and everyone who's watching now. The Lwazi Mbambo Foundation, you can forget everything that I can say now, but what I would want you to remember is that this is the foundation that is there to close the gap between the rural child and the urban child, the rural community and the urban community. We all know that there are so many challenges that are facing our rural communities, but the Lwazi Mbambo Foundation is there to close that gap. And we know that that gap exists, in the health sector, in the education sector, and also in the ICT. So that's what we are there for, so that we can be able to see Vale Amatuba where they are, there are those gaps. We join hands with the Maude Foundation, which also has the principle and values that we are having as the Lwazi Mbambo Foundation, where you will find that they are also promoting and also empowering the young women and also the children. We all know that we have a challenge that is out there in our communities when it comes to the girl child and also the women. So with this foundation, that's also the domain that we want to empower. And also where you find that even with joining hands with SPAR, we've been doing this for the past 6 years. But as we are doing this, we are not doing it for fame. We are not doing to show off, but we are doing it because we have passion of doing it. So that's what we are all about, where we check and attack the challenges that are there in the rural communities, but with collaborating with what the government is doing, because we are not saying that we are working in isolation. Hence you see in our panel we have such people that we are representing, and also our municipality. So we work hand in glove. So we believe that when we are doing these things, working hand in glove, there's more that we can do. Hence this today it's possible.
All right, thank you so much. As I have mentioned, we do have Mr. Pillay from the legislature. Mr. Pillay, can you tell us what was the first idea that came to mind when they approached you with regards to this program? Because I do know that the government is present in so many programs of this nature. However, why was this one special that you even had to come forward and be present here?
Thank you very much, Program Director. Before I respond to your question, let me take 1 or 2 seconds to greet the chairperson of the foundation, Mr. Lwazi, the SPAR group. We may look at the SPAR group as, if you go to any village, any town in this country, you see SPAR. They might be making profit, but on the other side, they are actually doing. So the SPAR group, the leadership of this municipality, Councillor Matayo, Councillor Unati and other people, my people from the constituency office, more importantly, all the people assembled here. It's unfortunate that I'm speaking in English, but definitely somebody will translate to you that. The question asked to me is that, what is my first impression about such a program? When we were driving in, I want to say, being very honest, 100% honest, I was so impressed because normally you do a function where there are people. The spot you chose is the spot on the backyard. It itself tells you that the purpose is different. The determination is different. My immediate interpretation on this place is that, and this function is that, it is important that we need note that any country, irrespective of South Africa or Angola or Zimbabwe, it lives in the villages. It lives in the rural areas. The strength of a nation is these people, the rural people and the rural folk. So my first impression is that the foundation is taking interest of the rural people. That itself was something motivation. Secondly, he said about girl child. He said about what they are trying to do within the education sector and the health sector. Remember that if anything happens around, we should not worry. But something happens to the education system, we should worry. Because if South Africa wants to be where it is, the education system needs to be upraised. And for that, our women, remember that if you go to 1994, 67% of our girl children were not going to school in the proper way. They never had sanitary pads. They were avoid attending school. But things have changed. People may say that everything is doom and all that, but there is change taking place. And you correctly put it. The responsibility of government is, it is their mandate to serve. But government alone cannot do. The fiscus of this country is currently shrinking. We do not have money. And it's not our problem. I mean, meanwhile, I want to say that, thousands of people who passed away because of COVID, because of the disaster stuck in these alleys, it is affecting the finances. So I want to say that the immediate feeling is that, if you can light a small candle, it will leave a lot of light. It may not light the whole entire world, but it will be the starting. And that is what this Lwazi Foundation is doing, and we are really proud of it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pillay. Not forgetting the Department of Agriculture is also present here with us. We do have Mr. Klaas, who will be giving a statement from the Department of Agriculture. Mr. Klaas, could you please come forward so that you may be able to answer a few questions from myself? I am going to ask you the same question that I have asked to Mr. Pillay in terms of you being on board on this program. Why? And what is your role in this program?
Okokuqala mandibulise sisi ndibulele lithuba okwesibini ndibulise kumuntu wonke okhoyo okwesithathu ndithi sikrweqiwe pha esebeni zezi foundations zethu zawubeka umcimbi yabe le program bazanayo iprogram esikuyo nathi njengo-rural development and agrarian reform sikhuthaza uba umzi nomzi mawube negadi kwaye nabo kule program yabo banaloo nto ethi one home one garden. So ukusifaka kwabo sinceda kakhulu because iprogram esinayo nathi edepartmentini and ke ngoku uba bazawuhamba bodwa izawungenzeki le nto bebecinga uba iza kwenzeka. So usifaka kuyancedisa kuba umbono neengcinga zabo zokwenza lezo uzawuqhubekeka because sisebenza kanye ngabantu abanegadi in terms of technical advice and everything. So singene ngolo hlobo kwaye sibulela kakhulu ngento yoba basifake kule program.
Thank you so much, Mr. Klaas. I'm so sorry that you are not sitting downstairs.
Okay.
You can see the space is very limited. Now we're going to move over to the representative of SPAR, Craig. You were approached as USPA, and as Lwazi has mentioned here, it's been 6 years that this program has been going on. Have you been part of this for the past 6 years, as well as the reasons why you decided to be part of this and to be part of this to this extent? Because we do know that a lot of businesses zibayiphathi programs ezinjena, but zinikeza nje loo nto zibazoyinikeza zingabikho at the time of presenting the parcels or at the time of presenting whatever it is that they've given to you.
Yeah, let me also take the opportunity to firstly greet you as the program director, my fellow panelists, Lwazi and Mr. Naidu, the MPL. Firstly, I think you've asked two questions. We as SPAR management and Kwantu Superspar specifically, Alice, we have been part and parcel of this program for the last 6 years with Lwazi. It was in different forms the previous years. There were fun runs, there were some other kind of contribution that we have made pertaining his seeking out a helping hand to the rural and to the needy people out there. That's the first questions. The second one, in how you ask why do we get on board? From SPAR as a business, we have a social responsibility to seek assistance in the area or sphere where we are operating, and that is law. That is law, and we at SPAR, Kwantu Superspar, for the last 13, 14 years that we are operating in Alice, Lwazi and his foundation, we operated with them for the last 6 years, and we also contributed and assisted some of the other initiatives of some sort that seeks to assist in our immediate area where we operate. So we jump on board. We jump on board as Kwantu Superspar when there is initiatives like this nature where we can assist the people that is helping us. It's a question of you guys help us in order to help you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Craig. I would just like to find out from the public, do we have any other media house here? Okay, it seems like we are the only media house. Now, coming back to Lwazi, we heard that there are 50 beneficiaries or 50 homes that will be beneficiaries to this program today. What was the criteria in choosing who these beneficiaries will be, and why are they suitable to become beneficiaries of the program?
Thank you so much. Right, I think the question you've asked is very critical, and usually it's a problem where you find that even in our communities, they will say, why did you choose that one? Why did you choose that one? So I want to start by saying we as the Lwazi Mbambo Foundation, Maude Foundation, and also Kwantu Superspar, we've got this principle that we are having, that whatever we do or the little that we give, hence the program we are calling it the helping hand, back to school drive, right? So it means that whatever will be given here, it's a kickstart, right? But we want our people, the people from our communities, to start to learn to do things. So in answering your question, working with the structures, because remember we said we are not working in isolation on any structures that are there from the government structures, which is we've got 3 spheres of government, from national, provincial, and also the local. So we've got the spheres that are there in the local, in the local, and we do respect that. So hence we were able to pick up the families that are in their need of what we'll be giving out, working with our councillor, which is Councillor Matayo, who's very actively involved in assisting us in terms of that. But I want to mention that as much as we were working with them in picking up these families, we've got a monitoring and evaluation process that we do, where with that, this is not going to end here. Right? We are not event oriented, but we are program oriented. That's what we've been preaching, Maude Foundation and SPAR. So we are not going to end here. Hence you see agriculture is here. We'll be going to the communities, doing trainings, gardening, and also trying to check exactly what are the other needs that are there in the families. So the criteria was around working with a sphere, which is at the local, our councillor who's there, and we respect that structure, where he was able to give us the families. And these families, they are also coming. Here in Alice, we had a challenge of the storm, which some of the houses, were finished and all that. So some of these families, some of them are homeless, some of them, now they don't have anything. So that list is coming as well from there. So that was the criteria that was used.
Okay, not a problem. Since we do not have any other media houses available here in Zozitelitebo. And yes, again, what I bayeva na nizawulima funeka umuntu abe negadi. Each home should have a garden, and because Londo Leyo is not only for Nina, it is also for the community at large. Ubani negadi phayana singafumana green papers yena bakaSpan, kanti ni supply uSpan, ni supply all other businesses esikhoyo ukwenzela bani ikwazi ukuqhubekeka so that umuntu angaphili ngophiwa esoloko ephila ngophiwa but akwazi ukwenzela nomnye going forward. I think into ithethayo leyo uButLwazi. Now, you mentioned, Lwazi, that the municipality was part of the program in terms of choosing who the beneficiaries are, and you did work hand in hand with the councillor. Where exactly are these people from? Because Alicia, I'm sure it consists of many wards and many townships and villages. So where exactly are these people from? Are they from Kwantalamanzi? Are they from one place, or did you get people from different places to be part of the program?
Thank you so much. The beneficiaries are from within our ward. Remember, as the foundation and also the founder and the patron, I've gotten an obligation that comes from the board that whenever there's a crisis where the foundation is born, where it is, that's where also the impact should be. So this is where we first picked up, within the area where the foundation was born in, which is in Ward 2. So where you find that in Ward 2, you find Mtselamanzi, you find Kumashe, you find, and also other areas within the but I don't want to get deep into that. But what is very important is that, and we were also preaching, where you are, you need to have an impact that you are doing. We mustn't say you're doing things, all over, the world, but you're not doing anything up Ukoi. Hence also our program that we are having, for instance, the program that we're having for gardening, we want to say to the same beneficiaries that when there's someone who's hungry, your neighbor, you should be able to take out something from your garden and give out to that person. You should first do an impact in your area. So hence we had an impact firstly where the foundation is born. But we want to say that we are doing this program everywhere. The foundation is based, is working, in all provinces and also internationally. So we also go out and also impact other areas. But this program for now is for the area where the foundation is born.
Okay. That is very good. As we all know that charity begins at home, as they may say. The most important thing, in fact, I would have loved if the kids that are going back to school were here, because these kids are now the future. Forever. However, unfortunately, they are not here. I hope abazali bazawukwazi ukugqithisa le miyalezo to abantwana, because ngabo abafundayo. The back to school drive is mainly for them. At the moment, I do not have any further questions. However, I did hear that Mr. Pillay would have to give us a word of support. You may proceed, sir.
Can I stand?
Yes, you can.
Let me also take once again the opportunity of provided by the foundation as well as SPAR group. We really appreciate why we say that if there is no partnership, sometimes many things may not happen in life. Even in family life, you got husband, wife, but the partnership makes it that family life to be fruitful and you to have the children to be grow in the right way. Mr. Lwazi, I want to say that the country and the world is going through a very difficult period. A particular disease ravaged all these countries, and the economic situation of the country has been affected. If you look at South Africa, we lost $1 billion because of the Omicron virus, which was not our mistake and it was not right. Our people were expert enough to find that this is the correct variant, but people actually penalized, put isolation, which was wrong. So I am saying that we are going through a very difficult period. But let me first pay tribute and homage to the wonderful people who are working as nurses, policemen, counselors, people working in the departments, they sacrificed their life through the COVID. And the people who lost life in the recent disaster. I want to say that what you are currently doing here, the constituency office and as a representative of the parliament, I am saying that we will be with you. Number one, I want to say that you are actually, she asked a very wonderful question that the children going back to the school, are they here? She wanted to ask a question. Because these are the future expectations. 2 years back in Limpopo, a child who does not have a house to stay, a child who does not have any parents, were found by a teacher, took him to his house, provided everything. 2017, he became number 4 in the country, getting 100% in mathematics, 100% in physical science, 100% in accounting, and he is now studying for medicine. One thing we must understand, Thomas Alden, one of the famous ladies from America, she always says, the best feeling you can give to people is that you are not alone. You are not alone. We are together. The people sitting there, they do not have a car, it's not their mistake. I am driving a car, it's not because of my majesty, but because of the luck, sometimes because of that. So everyone sitting here do have the right. And that is why in 1994, when South Africa wrote the constitution, we said that everybody should get equal rights. Unfortunately, South Africa is one of the most unequal countries. Now, who can change that? We can speak about this as politicians, but we need to do things happening. So I want to say that, first of all, 5 children from your foundation, find 5 girl children. Those who are going to be number 1 in the areas of operation, if they are doing number 1 in their class, will give 1,000 rands. Number 1 prizes, for 5 people. That 5,000 is too little, but it is a motivation for other people to do correct things. So that a girl child, we can always say, that we like them, we respect them, but we are not showing them opportunities. When the COVID started 2020, you can ask Comrade Matai, I was coming out, we do not know what to do. I came out here and I found a guy standing outside. He was working in one of the stores. He looked like a very decent guy, wearing a suit and everything. And I could see he wants to talk to me something. But he was feeling a bit of hesitant to talk to me. I took him in my car. When we reached to the University of Fort Hare, I said, I am driving. What do you want? He said, he did not eat for a week. The guy looked like he comes from a very decent family, very wealthy family, but I could see that he lost the job. That was the situation of many of the people here. It was unfortunate that the poor and the vulnerable are struggling still. So now through this, a child can get into a right place. It is not that particular person going to change his life. It's going to be everyone in that family, in that village. So I am saying that we are going to do that. Secondly, with the foundation, I am going to talk to people who can link with you, where there is more extension of work can be done. Comrade Matayo is here. I think we will extend our kind of things we do with them. So that, and we are, the problem is sometimes we worry about our terrain. We are not protecting our terrain. Our terrain is to help the people of this country. If Nelson Mandela could not have stayed 28 years, we say it very simply, he stayed in 28 years. You stayed 2 minutes in a place alone. 20 minutes, 2 hours, you will say you want to get out. But staying in a place in isolation, we don't know. Because that is why the youth sometimes we say that they must go back to the history books. The sacrifices made of this country, we need to reach. So I want to say to the foundation that good luck. From the legislative, we are an arm. What we do is we to link people. So where you have issues, you can always, we got the constituency office. Our administrator Tandy is here. Where is Tandy? Talk to her. We have an issue. Can we speak to the MEC of sports? We will link that. Can we speak to the people who are doing certain things? We can do that. So what I want to say, I don't want to take, this is not the time of spending time. Secondly, I want to speak about garden. One of the fundamental things we are forgetting is that If we have cabbage, if we have a little bit of maize at home, you are not going to be hungry. We are forgetting that lesson. We don't like the political system in Ciskei and Transkei. But during that time, we have seen a lot of places where there is gardening. The political system, we can never agree, and we will never agree on that. But there were gardening taking place. Subsistence farming is always there, not in this country, in every country. I give you an example of Mexico. It's a small nation. It is a nation with a lot of people. The government decided that every family should produce at least their cabbages, at least their spinach, at least their small things. And now the country is self-sufficient in food. So I am saying what you are doing today as a garden spar group, don't think it's a small thing. If anyone out of these 50 people can get inspired, they can do things more. We were trying to assist a farm here from a cooperative group. They came to us that there is no water, Amansi. We tried to assist, we talked to MEC. But after that, I did not see these people. You must not lose your enthusiasm. The consistency is the order of the day. You are saying that you have been operating 6 years with Spar Group. I think I appreciate both people. A partnership cannot work with one person doing properly. It needs. And now the leadership of the municipality must be there. Because they are the people at the local, local government is very key because that is where everything is taking place. So I want to say, before I sitting down, that on our side, we'll do what we can. We are ready to link with you. We are ready to support the next function. As you are saying that you are picking these 5 children, we will be part of that function. If there are other things where we can do things, we will be able to assist. But once again, I want to extend my sincere appreciation and congratulations for the people, those who are benefiting this thing. I know it's a scorching sun, you are sitting there. But what you are getting there, make use of it. Spread that word to the second part. When Jesus Christ started his things, there were not a lot of people. You know that. But now Christianity is one of the religions because it spread across. It is the same thing that you speak to people the right thing, the right, correct time and the right way. Then it will make a change. I am sitting down, I want to recall what Arnold Toynbee, one of the famous British historian, he said. He said, the change is happening by the creative minority, not the passive majority. I am repeating, the creative minority. Lastly, the program director, you are the face of the rural face. The way you are speaking and the way you are energetic, it encourages me and it gives me. Previously, when we want to do something here, we go to town, we look for, but you are confident, you are giving, and I know it's not your program, but I need to say this thing because you are rejuvenating the young people. When I came in, there were 2 young girls, they were explaining the mission and vision. They are the future and we need to protect them. And for that, we are saying that gender violence, we are not going to allow at any cost. Don't do that. Our women has to be protected. In COVID, the people who are struggling are the women. They don't have to go home. I mean, they have to be at home. They have to work. They have to look after their children. They have to look after their husbands. The first week of COVID, 17,000 calls were come because of the violence. We don't want that to happen. So I'm using this forum to say that women has to be protected. Women has to be respected. And it must not be in book. It must be practiced. Thank you very much and wish you good luck.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pillay. As you have mentioned, going forward with the program, we do have 2 little girls here from the Maude Foundation. They will be giving us the mission and the vision statement. We have Ukama on the left. We have Uoyama on the left. Sorry. We also have Ukama on the right. They will be giving us the mission and vision statements of the Maude Foundation. Ladies, you can proceed.
Maude Foundation envisions a society where a girl child and women enjoy secure, healthy, enlightened lives and an environment that promotes their social, economic, cultural, and moral development.
Our mission in Maude Foundation is to unleash the potential of women and the girl child to succeed in life through providing education, healthcare, livelihood skills, and community development services. Within the Val Triangle in particular, the development of women and the girl child is very fundamental to our work.
Thank you so much, girls. I don't know if Upwood Creek from SPAR has any last words before we close.
Let me also take the opportunity to say thank you again. From our side, SPAR, we don't have much to say, but we only encourages foundations like in the nature of Lwazi's foundation to come and knock on our doors. And it's not at all times on every knock that we do assist, but we also look at the credibility of the people that comes and knocks, and then we support in that nature. So each and every person that feels him or her has a need to serve the rural community or the area where we are operating in, get yourself credible. There's a saying that say each one teach one, and then we ought to learn from one another in how we want to assist where we operate in. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Before I give my closing statement, Lwazi, anything you have to say?
Okay, well, I just want to say all glory goes to God. All this program is possible because of God. We also have from the foundation, the board that I'm reporting to, where we say it is only in Him that we live, we move, and have our being. So I also want to extend that message to everyone here that it is only through God that all things are possible. We are facing a lot of challenges, but when we look up, all things are possible. And also, we, as we're saying that we are working with different organizations. We call them the Friends of LMF. You also have your Dignity Restorers, which are also part of this program. Just they are also around, the corner. So we extend our hand that if you want to join hands with us, let's come together. Let's form that unit. I can be able today to hold this bottle of water because I'm having these 5 fingers, right? And these 5 fingers, the size is different, right? Yeah. And it means that all of us here, we've got different skills, talents, resources, as like we are doing with SPAR. And when we are coming together, we can be able to make something stronger. So I'm challenging everyone out there that it's high time now that we hold each other's hands, we work together in building stronger community and safer environment. Thank you to everyone, stakeholders, OurNews, Forte FM, Digeletu News, we'd like to thank everyone for making this day possible, especially for me, the people who are close to my heart, the beneficiaries, our community. We love you so much, and we're still looking forward to come close to you, work with us. We are going to work with you. Thank you so much.
In closing, we would like to also extend our appreciation to the foundations. As local media, it becomes very difficult to be part of these programs. They are exactly in our backyard, but we will see bigger media houses in such programs, and we wouldn't understand as to how did that happen, how did they even know, but because the organizers only approach the bigger media. But we do appreciate that you came to us first, and you had consultations with us up to today in terms of covering this program. We do appreciate that a lot. And to the public and everyone else who is here, especially to the men, gender-based violence, guys, is no joke. Gender-based violence is a very broad term in terms of the abuse when it comes to women and children. And I would like to urge every man to take it seriously, because you are the perpetrators of this, as much as maybe not you physically or you personally, however you are a man. So the man who's doing whatever it is that they're doing there is representing the bigger spectrum. So I would like to urge men to take part in and create programs for young boys. For young boys, because these boys grow up mainly in broken homes. they grow up in broken communities. However, it is your responsibility as men to teach these young boys how to behave and how to take care of other people. And it doesn't even have to be about women, but about the next person that they would be taking care of. So in terms of gender-based violence, it is a very bad situation, especially in our rural areas, because the people there don't even know where to go to report this thing. We go to police stations and there's not much help. So the help that we need comes from men, but it's still the men that will also abuse us in the end. And you just don't understand, then who's going to protect us? So I would like to urge all men present here, and those that are watching us live, to please take the initiative to educate, even if it's at least one kid in your street, educate that child, because you will definitely make a difference, even if it's one child, because that child will then pass on your teachings to other people going forward. That is all I have to say. That is all from us today, and we will be closing this media briefing. Thank you so much for watching.